Hi everyone, my name is Anna Zilkowski, and I'm currently a freshman at the Crane School of Music at SUNY Potsdam studying music education and vocal performance. Today, I'm going to give you a video about me talking about my teaching philosophy. And this video is going to be very candid because I don't have a script, so it's just going to be me kind of giving you my thoughts on what I want to be as a teacher. So the first thing I want to talk about is the metaphor of the gardener as a teacher. Because earlier in the semester we talked about metaphors to describe teaching philosophy, and the metaphor of the gardener really resonated with me because this metaphor represents growth and the process being just as important as the product, and the teacher plays a role in that the teacher is always giving the students what they need to succeed and constantly setting them up for success so that they grow into be whatever kind of musician they want to be. Because I think especially in music, the process and the product should be equally as important, because if you're not enjoying the process, then you're not enjoying creating music and you just want the outcome, and that's really not healthy to me for musicians to just think about the product, because there's so much that goes into creating that product. For example, if you have an ensemble and you're only teaching for the product, that's ineffective in my opinion, because there's so many different things you could be teaching to the ensemble while your goal is having a successful performance, which is the product. So yeah, and you should constantly be just reassuring your students how well they're doing from getting from point A to point B in terms of their musical growth. Like in lessons, if you gave a lesson, obviously you need to critique the student on what they need to do better, but I also think it's really important to recognize how they've grown from one lesson to the next. So basically, that's one of my philosophies of teaching, is just always to make sure that students are growing, and I really value growth in the classroom. So my second philosophy for my teaching is that I think anyone that wants to be a musician can be a musician. If anyone has a passion for music, they are just as equal a musician as anyone. Before I came into this class, I was pretty closed-minded about what makes a musician a musician. I thought, they had to be classically trained, because I come from a very classically trained background. But I realize now that that's not what a musician is. A musician is anyone who wants to create music, whether it be, in Carnegie Hall or it be in your car singing along to the radio. The reason I say this is because I think everyone has a value in the classroom and in ensembles, because you might have a chorus someday and you might have someone that becomes a famous opera singer and just sings to make a living, and then you might have another person that just likes to sing. They just like to be in a group of people and it makes them happy, and they just might sing and community chorus, the choruses their whole life. And both of those people have equal value because both of them are singing, just for different ways in their life. Someone is singing to make a living because that's their calling. That's what they love to do. They couldn't imagine themselves not doing anything else. The second person is they want to do something else, but they still want to keep music a part of their life, and that's so valuable because it can provide stress relief and it can make them happy and just be kind of a light in a stressful world. And both of those people have so much value in the classroom and the ensembles. It's just about having that passion for the art that's important. I also like this philosophy because I realize now also that, it doesn't have to be in an ensemble setting where people are musicians. People can be musicians by, playing at coffee houses or just messing around with their keyboard, playing chords and singing pop songs with it. That's completely okay too. It's, like I said, it's just about having a passion for the art and wanting to create. So as a teacher, I really like to create electives and revamp music in our lives classes so that they really apply to the lives of students. Music in our lives, taking guitars and teaching students chords on it so that they can just sing and play guitar as kind of a way to just make them happy, or B, they can take the guitar chords and continue learning guitar and maybe even really develop a passion for the instrument. It's just about exposing music to them. We could have a world music class, because there's a lot of world music that I think goes undiscovered in the typical Western American classroom. What else could we have? We could have, a composition class where kids just learn like the basic rules of composition. It doesn't have to be, counterpoint, but, kids could learn about jazz composition or just writing little tunes because they really like to write songs, but they just don't know where to start. I just really want to appreciate everyone that wants to make music, and I want to make sure that they know they're valued in the classroom. I want them to have a place, because I know school can be a hard place to be when you don't have a place. So I want the music classroom to be just like a safe place for them to explore their passion or creative side and really value that vulnerability that they're giving up in choosing to explore it through music. I just think music is a great way to explore your creative side, and I think it's a great outlet, and I really want my students to see the value of it, beyond high school. I want them to get something out of it. I want them to, take a general music class and say, hey, I really liked learning guitar. I'm gonna continue learning guitar. Or I want them to be in my chorus, and I want them to say, hey, I love singing in choir. I'm gonna continue on to choir in college, even though I'm not gonna be a music major, I'm gonna be a doctor, but I'm gonna still sing in choirs because it makes me happy. I want them to appreciate the art. Even if they don't become musicians of any type, I want them to be able to go to concerts and recognize the musicianship with multiple genres of music. Classical music has obviously a lot of musical and artistic value to it, but folk bands do too, and all these other types of genres. So I want to create an open-minded classroom. I want to teach kids to be open-minded, just as I've kind of learned to be open-minded this semester. It's really opened my worldview as a teacher and definitely shaped my philosophy. So yeah, those are my 2 philosophies. Thank you for visiting my website or my YouTube channel, whichever way you found this video. And yeah, have a great day.